Hey guys, welcome back for today's unboxing video. In the previous video I unboxed and cracked open the graded comics of Tales to Astonish, two of them, and there were two left, which are these two, but I got a different package in today as well, which is this package. So I'll be unboxing that one as sort of a bonus at the end of this video, and we'll see which comics are inside that one. But first let's go crack open some EGC graded comics. The next one is Tales to Astonish issue number 81, graded as a 7.5, and I can see that it's already very discolored. Like I'm assuming this should be white. It's yellow and brownish, so that's the first thing I'm noticing. Now if that discoloration would take the grade down for 2.5, I don't know. But it is a big it has a big impact on the eye appeal for a comic. And I'm also seeing a dog ear right here and scrunchiness right here on the spine, and some other defects right here. So I think this one might be an overgraded one. So let's open it up. I think this one should be able to do it. Maybe not. Can I pull it out like this? I think I will be able to pull it out like that. So yeah, we got the issue number 81 of Tales to Astonish, graded as a 7.5 with off-white to white pages. And like I said, you can see some folds right there, pretty big, and some roughed upness on the top. Might even have been wet. Not sure. A lot of spine ticks and a pretty big fold of the cover, I think, like right here as well. And the dog ear right there. The discoloration of the white, of course. Very blunted edges. And a very yellow backside. Yeah, the interiors look fine. Slightly brittle pages, nothing bad really, especially for a comic from 65, 66 something. And we have the Boomerang. Is this the first appearance of Boomerang? Might be, I don't know. Goofy costumes. We've seen that in one of the issues from last video. Yeah, 7.5, I don't know. I think it's somewhat overgraded. Would have been better as a 5.5 or 6 maybe. I don't know. I just think that this is not a 7.5. But people might disagree on that. On to the next one, which is a 7.3 Tales to Astonish 95. This one actually looks better, apart from the corner right here. But yeah, that's inside the case, and maybe becomes a bit different when I take it out of the casing. We'll see about that. Wasn't sure if I'd be able to take it out like this, but I was. No. In general, my rule of thumb is to take about 2 points off from the grading which EGC gives them, to sort of set my expectations a bit lower, and that generally works out. Sometimes the grading is kind of accurate. Sometimes you get a better comic than what they graded it as. That does not happen a lot, but if you take 2 points off from the grading they gave it, you should be good. That's basically what I program myself to. I'll be able to take it out like this. It's always a bit sticky from the static, but I was able to do it. So yeah, 7.3, whereas the other one was a 7.5. I don't know, but so yeah, this is the grade of this comic. If you compare the two, I mean, the spine looks better on this one, 95. Maybe the top looks, no, the top doesn't even look better either. And well, this edge, like this corner, that's probably the biggest defect on this comic. And then we have the folds at the bottom. Generally, I just think that this one looks better. Now, with this one being a 7.3, there's a smudge here. Yeah, okay, so the spine is a bit more messed up right here. This one does have a dog ear as well, but it's not as clear as the other one. But in general, I would probably grade this one higher as that one. Yeah, I don't know, like definitely not a 5. This one should definitely not get a 5. So maybe a 6.5 going on 7 maybe. 7.3, I'm actually kind of alright with that. As long as we don't find anything messed up on the inside. The insides look pretty clean on these. Well, as I said that. Okay, so these, like this is not even a collector's thing, but this is a print thing. These pages have not been cut off properly, so what the hell? So they are actually stuck together. So like there's 4 pages right here which are stuck together. But how did they even get that printed? Oh, okay, so it's probably printed as a totally spread out, but they are actually stuck together. That's weird. It's like a printing error, and I'm expecting that to happen further on as well, but that might not be the case. Yeah, it actually is. Alright, that's a pretty cool printing error. Now, one might consider to trim this. Cut off a small part and then you get rid of this messed up looking cover as well. That's the first time I've seen that actually, like in new comics and old comics. That's kind of weird. Anyhow, let's just put them in the bag real quick. Alright, so actually this issue number 81, as I expected, is the first appearance of Boomerang, which is pretty cool. Definitely not as a 7.5 though. So yeah, we get 95 right here. Move a little bit. 95, and then we have 81. 3. Yeah, I think my Tales to Astonish collection is kind of getting there. Of course, there are some really big keys in that series, which are hella expensive. I don't think I'll ever get those, but who knows. So yeah, as for this new package that came in today, let me just open it up. Take it all out. So on an auction site, I regularly buy comics, and I won 2 lots of this from the seller, and I saw another comic which he was offering up for sale as well, and I figured, well, let me just try and grab that one too. It is in the best shape, but it will be shipped for free, so I actually ended up winning it for like 10 euros or something. So the first comic is that comic actually, Strange Tales, which is like a really old series, issue 112, but it is cut up, as you can see right here. So I'm not even sure how much this would be worth. It is really too bad that it has been cut up, because apart from that, it looks pretty good actually. So yeah, that's just a shame. It was published in 1963, so that's, yeah, pretty old. And I don't really collect this series, but I am actually pretty happy to have this one, and since it only cost me 10 bucks, I'm actually really fine with that. And like I said, I don't know what the value is of this, with it being torn up, cut up, torn up, like this. But I'm just glad to have it actually. Then one of the comics which I did aim for is Giant Size Spider-Man and Doc Savage. Or, well, actually Giant Size Spider-Man issue number 3, featuring Doc Savage and Spider-Man, of course. Not familiar with this story at all, so let's just browse through it a little bit. It's one of those weird Spider-Man mystery stories, from what I understand from looking at it. And I honestly I'm not even familiar with the Doc Savage guy. I actually thought that guy was a DC character, but apparently I'm mistaken. I'm just not familiar with him. And a story with the Daredevil, actually. in his old costume still. So wait, how old is this comic? That's weird. That's like his yellow costume, but then colored red. That's kind of weird. I've never seen that before. Not sure if that's a coloring mistake or if that's actually the way he walked around back then. This one is from 1974. Alright, well, pretty cool, nice to have. And then we have some Incredible Hulks. Issues number 172, 173, 174, and 178. With this one being a pretty big key. I already have this one, like when I went to the Comic-Con, I already got this one from one of my friends. I think that might be better looking. I'll check it out. Actually, I have it right here. So when you compare the two, let me just take this out because this is one of those bags that makes the comics look worse. It's actually, they're actually pretty similar, even though this one, the one I already had, does have somewhat sharper edges, maybe a little bit more spine ticks, bigger spine ticks, but this one got them as well, so I guess they're kind of comparable. And the logo on this one is somewhat yellow, as opposed to being white. And the red is kind of disappearing on there, as you can see right there, and this one is still very tight. So yeah, this one is better in my opinion. Regardless, I got it twice now, so I'll be putting one up for sale, which will be this one. But yeah, it's the death and resurrection of Warlock, I think. And the other comics are issue number 172 featuring the Juggernaut. Actually, the Juggernaut and the Hulk are trying to jailbreak. Yeah, they were captured by the military and yeah, because so they were captured, and there's a little bit of an origin story of the Juggernaut in there as well. And once they're freed, they end up in a fight together with one another. What the hell is that? Right. And a little appearance of the X-Men. Very nice to have. Then we have 173. Against the Cobalt Man. So these were all published in 1970 or something. What was it? 1973. and then continuing that story in 174. Alright. Well, apart from 178, I don't think I had any of these yet, so they will be very nice additions to the collection. And we got a giant-sized Spider-Man and the cut-up Strange Tales. So that's it for this video, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining and hope to see you guys for the next video. Later!